So the book author that I chose for this week's book talk was Mo Williams, and here are a couple of pictures of him. He's a very, very animated, sarcastic sort of person. So the only information I found about his childhood was that he started at like 3 or 4. He started to draw and create his own characters. So he started very young. He loved life as an animator. He has won 3 Caldecott honors, 2 Geisels, 6 Emmy Awards, and 4 other Geisel honors, and it is a Helen Hayes nomination, and has multiple bubblegum cards. Shows his personality right there. He is best known for his characters in Knuffle Bunny, the Pigeon, and Elephant and Piggy, but he says he's worst known for his characters in The Sheep in the Big City and The Offbeats, which are Nickelodeon shows. So he began his career as a writer and animator for PBS's Sesame Street, where he garnered 6 Emmy Awards for his writing. He was a weekly commentator at BBC Radio and created as I said before, 2 animated series on Nickelodeon. While he was serving as the head writer for Cartoon Network's #1 rated show Codename Kids Next Door, he began to write and draw books for children. His first book, and the book that got me interested in him, was Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, which got a Caldecott Award honor. So then because of that book, he became a New York Times bestseller and was awarded the Caldecott in 2005. His favorite interviews were the Today Show interview with Al Roker, where they apparently had a blast doodling all over the place. Plus, he believes that Al Roker gives a nice overview of his work. He also liked his 2012 interview, Arrival for Pigeon, on NPR's Morning Edition, and he said it was a fun chat about pigeon, duckling, death, and why parents are cool. So again, showing his personality. And he also doesn't just do picture books. He created a series for easy readers, which are entitled Elephant and Piggy books. And he was awarded the Theodore Seuss Geisel Medal in 2008 and 2009 for these books, and Geisel Honors in 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2014. He also created a book for older audiences, which illustrated his memoir of a year-long trip around the world between 1990 and 1991. And they are called You Can Never Find a Rickshaw When It's Monsoons and Don't Pigeonhole Me. So once again, showing his personality. He also draws, so he illustrates all of his books, and he sculpts and does wire sculptures. Several of his sculptures have made appearances in the Eric Call Museum of Picture Book Art, and his graphic story about his family experiences during 9/11 for DC Comics resides in the Library of Congress's personal collection. So he's a very, very good artist and illustrator. He has been heard on NPR's All Things Considered, and has also won a Carnegie Medal for his animated Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. He makes the short version of his biography, as quoted by him, was Mo Williams makes funny drawings that hopefully will make you laugh. So that once again shows his personality. Now we're going to move on to a couple of books. I have 4 books. So I have Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. And you can obviously see that all of his books are based upon his experiences with his children. And the thing I like about this one was one of the middle pages, where it's obvious that he has small children, because this pigeon is trying to convince the audience that you're reading it to, so kindergarten through 3rd grade, to let him drive the bus. So he says, I'll be your best friend. How about I give you $5? Obvious kid influence. And then he also goes on to say, don't let the pigeon stay up late, which one of his other characters in his book makes an appearance in the book, and it's Knuffle Bunny, and he makes an appearance in this book. And then another, and my final pigeon book is The Pigeon Wants a Puppy. So it's a good book for predicting for small children, and has great artistic value in the facial expressions of this pigeon. It's amazing how many facial expressions he can do through this pigeon, which will help kids, especially with autism, or recognize facial expressions and moods. And then the last book I have is more for a third grade level, and it's Knuffle Bunny 2, A Case of Mistaken Identity. And the first thing I noticed about this book was the wrong usage of the word "to," but then I realized that it's a case of mistaken identity, so that would be a good connection for small children to make. What is a mistaken identity? The 2 versus the number 2. So in this book, another thing that I really, really liked is the pictures have a photograph of a area of New York or something, and then it also has his drawings overlaid. So it helps children to make a connection between the real world and the world of picture books. And the thing about this book is it goes through a child's first day at school when she has a bunny that she brings to school for show and tell, and somebody else in her class also brought a bunny for show and tell, and they get them taken away, and then when they go to get them back, she gets the wrong bunny. So it's an everyday situation for kids. So that concludes the book portion of my talk. Now we'll move on to his website, which is also really cool. Okay, so this is Mo Williams' website. I think it's super cool. And one of the cool functions of this website is it's very kid-friendly. So we have Visit GoMo, which has fun games for kids. So, and the cool thing I like about this is it provides some auditory stimulation as well. And you can look at the books.
Fun games!
And then they have a grown-up page as well. So the cool thing about this is it provides kids a way to look at their favorite author.
Go You Gallery!
And then we have another Visit Pigeons Presents, also very kid-friendly. It has a bunch of different books and is also very auditory in case kids can't read. Then we have Visit Mo's blog, which shows his updates, his different awards and such, and more information on him. Then we have Visit Mo's FAQs, which frequently ask questions, which is where I got the majority of my information for my book talk. And then one of my favorite parts about this is the pigeon tweets. And his pigeon has a Twitter, which updates information about what he is doing, which I thought is very cool. And then lastly, it has Get Mo Stuff, which I thought was a cute play on of his name. And it shows just the different things that you can buy through his stuff. So the major thing I liked about this website is how kid-friendly it is and how it allows kids to dive more into their reading experience than just reading his books.